Alrighty, and welcome back to another no-holds-barred Power Max Vintage Cube, where, kind of as the name suggests, it's got all the busted stuff: Time Vault, Key, Initiative, Demonic Consultation, Thassa's Oracle, the works. So, normally I would say Fable and Tinker are pretty close, but I'm just going to take Tinker here. Maybe I'll even wheel Workshop or Top, though. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, maybe. Either way, I'm going to take Tinker because, I don't know, I like drafting this cube, going for busted stuff. And Fable's great, don't get me wrong, but I would like to go a little more broken if I can. Let's see. Oh, there's an Academy. Boom. We're in. Say no more. Passing a Mox Opal, which is a shame, but you know what? I'm willing to accept that. And Tinker Academy is one of my favorite starts here. So now we're cooking. All right, now I talked a lot of crap about Mystic Forge. That's because it's bad, mostly. I'm going to take Skull Clamp. Skull Clamp is great with Academy. You want, like, Saheeli, Third Path Iconoclast, though I actually don't know if Third Path itself is actually, and I think Invert Polarity makes that less likely. I mean, there's some fetch lands, but I don't value fetch lands nearly as highly when I start with these two cards. I'm looking to be not only close to mono blue, but a lot of my artifacts provide mana, like, you know, talismans or signets or whatever. So, Pentad Prism, that sort of thing. So I just kind of rely on artifact fixing and spend most of my picks on artifacts instead of lands. So it's a slightly different approach. And now, perfect. Currency Converter over Arid Mesa, just going according to plan. There is a Narset and From the Catacombs and a Doomsday. These are all fine cards, but, you know, Currency Converter is exactly what I'm looking for. Here, it's interesting. I think I'm going to take Memory Lapse. I do like Nexus of Becoming in this deck, and 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6. Yeah, there's a chance it wheels. Even if it doesn't, though, Memory Lapse is so good. Oh, and Retrofitter. Great with Skull Clamp, great with Academy, great with Tinker. Oh, this is coming together nicely. This is coming together very nicely. Here, I think I'll take Dak Faden. It's really excellent with Currency Converter. And I think Lava Spur Boots, it has its moments, but it's not that great. Also, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess it could be my last pick, but if I had to guess, Vampire Hexmage or Kumano faces Kakazan will be the last card. In any case, I mean, look at this start. This is just beautiful. 3 1-mana artifacts plus Academy, and then Tinker for when I get something big. Lapse is one of the best counters for this deck. This is looking good. All right, and here, oh, Memory Jar. Memory Jar's solid. I mean, if the Workshop wheels, I'll be really happy to combine Jar with it, but even if it doesn't, Memory Jar is a pretty decent way to spend a lot of mana. Workshop didn't wheel, unfortunate. There's an Invert Polarity, though. I like that, I think, more than Teferi or Tidebinder, especially if I'm going to be playing a little red already. All right, that's pretty solid. Now that I have 2 good red cards, I am going to want to pick up like some red-blue lands if I can find them, but I'm not that concerned about it. And then here, there's a Taiga, which is partially helpful because I have red already, but I'm just going to take Thieving Skydiver. The card's really good. Mystic Forge came back, so did Tezzeret. I'll take Tezzeret. If I get Time Vault, Tezzeret is amazing. Mystic Forge, I just don't think is very good. Did get a lot, not as many artifacts as I would have liked in like the second half of the pack here, but we got plenty of time and it feels like this is pretty open. And then here, probably not going to play it, but if the mana works out, normalizes, fine. Oh, Nexus did wheel. All right, so whoever took my Workshop just didn't take Nexus. Fun ruiner. All right, I'll take Raucous Theater, and then Walk-in Closet was the last card. All right, what do we got here? What do we got? Not too thrilled about this. We've got a Balance, which is really busted in this kind of deck. There's an Orcish Bowmasters, which is just a busted card. There's like Pentad Prism and Smuggler's Copter's artifacts. I don't really want to take either of those. I'm not taking Thassa's Oracle or Windswept Teeth. So it's basically, do I want to take an powerful off-color card? I think I'll take Bowmasters because it works really nicely with Skull Clamp. I also do have that Raucous Theater, which does help cast it some. And I mean, Balance is also good. They're both really good. Yeah, I'll take Bowmasters, though. Bowmasters, I think, is a stronger card. Now there's a Solitude and a Gristlebrand and a Nadu and a Teferi. I mean, if I'd taken Balance, I guess I'd probably take Teferi. I'm probably just going to take Chromatic Star, though. I don't know. I'm playing, it looks like I'm going to be having 3 colors worth of cards in my deck. It's a cheap artifact for Academy. These other cards are all fine, but none of them do that much for me. So not the most exciting start to this pack, but, you know, if we pick up a bunch of artifacts, I'll be really happy. And then here, Well, there's Urza's Bauble and Talisman of Creativity in either Spellbomb. So I'm just hoping to get 2 of these 3. And I think I'll take the Bauble because it's a 0 drop. Zeros are just so sick, and with Tinker, it's awesome. Talisman's good, but there's a lot of Talismans, and either Spellbomb is good, but picking up a 0 is really nice. I guess Mox Opal's gone, so there's not that incentive, but still. Oh, and then here I just take Lotus Petal. Yeah, Lotus Petal's great. There's also a Talisman, which could wheel. Cryptic Coat, which I do like with Academy. Daze. Not a fast bond deck, really, so Lotus Petal's fine there. Here, wow, late Undermount Adventure. There's also Blood Crypt, which could help cast red and black spells, but I think I'm just going to take Triplicate Titan. I know it could wheel. This is maybe uncharacteristically not greedy of me, but I have both Nexus and Tinker, and it works with both. I mean, if you Nexus it into play, you get a 3/3, but then when it dies, you still get 3 3/3s, so let's do that. It's also a fine card to Tinker for. Okay, so we're looking solid here, I would say. And this is kind of the same pick, except there's Upheaval now, because there's Battle Ball and Badlands. I'm going to take Upheaval, though. Upheaval's so broken. It is the best card with Academy. You just win the game whenever you cast it. So Upheaval it is. And now I really just need cheap artifacts, and this deck will be pretty great. This is an interesting pack. There's Expedition Map, which can go get Academy. There's Talisman, which is actually a nice Talisman. There's Thundering Falls. There's Bolt, but I actually don't think Bolt's really in consideration here. And there's Wheel of Fortune, which is great with Bowmasters and good with Academy, though. I already have Jar Bowmasters. I think I just want to take Talisman here. I don't know. I want more mana sources. I've already passed on a couple of Talismans. Wheel of Fortune is okay, but I've got a lot of expensive spells already. Nexus, Upheaval, Memory Jar. Wheel's kind of an expensive spell in that you need a lot of resources to really get it to go. So I'm happy enough taking a red-black Talisman, which is also one of the better ones I could pick up. And then here, there's Iteration, Sword of the Meek, and Ghost Vacuum. I kind of just want Iteration. That's another kind of chunky card draw spell, but I am going to be playing red here, and Iteration is really strong with all these 0s and 1s. And then here, no one wanted Luris, huh? I guess I'll take Mental Misstep. Maybe sideboard it. It'd be good against me, that's for sure. There are matchups where it's really strong. And then here, no one bit on Nadu Safekeeper. There is Blood Tithe, makes an artifact, but I think I'm going to take Pyrokinesis. I'll probably start it in the sideboard, but Pyrokinesis can be really good here. Oh man, Talisman didn't wheel, and neither did whatever other cheap artifact I was hoping to wheel. All right. And Depthsard's already gone. I mean, none of these cards are really playable for me. That's all right. Yeah, what was the other card? It was Talisman, Bauble, and some other kind of trinkety artifact. I was really hoping to get one of those back. Maybe whoever took the workshop is taking artifacts, but that's all right. We'll still be okay here. Oh, okay, so here's a red-white Talisman and a Cryptic Coat. I just got to take Talisman here. I think Talismans will be really excellent. Oh, Blood Crypt Wheel, that's pretty nice. Oh, Battle Ball Wheel, that's also really nice. All right, so feels like Artifacts is actually pretty open. And going into pack 3, really just want, a 0 mana artifact as my first pick here. But there's a lot that I could be picking up. Oh, well, Mana Vault will do it. Mana Vault over Basalt Monolith. Hopefully wheel Kappa Cannoneer. I think that's actually pretty doable. Mana Vault is just excellent here, though. And then that it opens the door a little for Key. I have a Tezzeret already. I mean, if I get a Time Vault, that'd be sick, too. Oh, now it's time to take a draw 7. I like Time Twister a lot more than Wheel of Fortune, because Time Twister is blue instead of red, which is better. I'm going to have more blue sources. Getting a reshuffle is actually pretty good. These decks can go through their deck pretty hard. And it also pitches to Force if I get one of those, but mostly it's just that it's blue. And Paradoxical Outcome has a pretty good chance of wheeling, and I picked up Mana Vault, which is one of the best cards with PO, so I think there's a decent chance I get that back. Here, I think I will take Manifold Key. Untapping Mana Vault is just so awesome, and a cheap artifact is fine. If you have enough mana, untapping these things can do something. I don't think Coalition Relic is that big of a loss, or Watery Grave, so let's just take that. Maybe we'll get past Time Vault. It could happen. Oh, there's an Urza. I was looking at the Relic of Sauron, but Urza, perfect. All right, slamming that. Yeah, this pack is going quite well. All right, we got some good fast mana. We got an Urza. Like, this is a Time Twister. I've got a couple red-black sources, so I'm feeling good about playing both of those. The Bowmasters and the red cards. Now I think Subtlety, especially with Time Twister, is really strong. I mean, there's also Time Warp. They're both good, but Time Warp is a bit more of a win more, and Subtlety, I think, is what this deck wants. Now there's Miscalc or another Key. At this point, we're not getting Time Vault. Not that I thought that was super likely we would get it. I think I'm going to take Miscalc. There's also Dress Down, but I think Miscalc is better. 2 more picks. Could get Time Vault. What else could we get that we would be looking for here? Saheeli would be a really nice pickup. Any cheap artifact would still be quite nice here, because I could still use a little bit in terms of artifact density. And let's see, what am I? I'm cutting Tezzeret for sure at this point. And Skydiver, because right now this is 15 lands. I actually still want to cut like another card here. I don't really want to cut an artifact. That actually narrows it down a little bit. Oh, well, there's a Metamorph and a Soul Guide, but there's also a Mystic Confluence. I mean, we could just take Mystic Confluence and just be a great, like, powerful blue deck. It does beg the question as to what we should cut, though. It's kind of tough here. Oh, and there's Saheeli. All right, well, I do like that. I'm going to take Saheeli for Moonsnare Prototype. What is up with that card? That one I don't get, I'll admit. This is actually kind of tough. I'm not sure. I mean, I might want to cut Memory Jar. It seems odd with Bowmasters. Maybe it's just a terrible idea. But I'm not really going to tinker for Jar. And right now, this is 13 land. And even if I want to go 16 because I have a Petal plus a Mana Vault, it means I still need to cut 3 cards. Oh, Kappa Cannoneer came back. I mean, I'll take it. I don't know if I'll play it. I'm not playing the other cards here. Karn is also legit. I don't think I'm playing Carnage Interpreter. I guess I'll take Hard Evidence. Maybe I'd side that in. There's a 0-mana artifact. All right. I don't think I'm that hard up for artifacts here. Oh. Blazemire Verge. Yeah, I mean, I guess that is playable. Sure. It's a swamp that sometimes taps for red. All right. What do I cut here? I could cut Invert Polarity. There's a possibility for sure. How many artifacts do I have? I mean, maybe I just don't play Kappa Cannoneer. It is a good card. I mean, tinkering for it can be kind of nice. Oh, this is a hard build here. Okay, so I need to cut like 4 cards. No, 5 cards. Wow. Okay. Almost for sure I'm going to have to cut an expensive card. So that's one of these, or expensive artifact. That's one of these. I mean, I might have to cut 2 of these 5 cards. I think Karn is going to be good. I think I will cut Subtlety and maybe side it in. The Skull Clamp with Saheeli is awesome. Good with the Bowmasters. It's good with, it can be good with like Currency Converter, so it's okay with. It's really good with Retrofitter, 5 enough mana. I mean, obviously Academy is a big part of this deck. I guess I could cut Invert and side it in against like slower decks, basically. I've got a couple other counters already. And of these artifacts, which I could cut like 2, if I cut 2 of them, that almost gets me there. I could cut Talisman, but I feel like that's just really important to how this deck is functioning. Maybe I cut Karn. Let's see. Right now, if I put in, I have 9. I want to put in 12 lands. I had to cut 3 cards. This is tough. 7. No, I could put an 8, 3. So I'll have 6 red sources for DAC and Iteration, plus the 2 Talismans, and I'll have 8, 9, 10 blue. No, 9 blue. I kind of want 1 more blue. And do I need a swamp? I have 3, because the Blazemire Verge, this starts as black. So 1, 2, 3 black sources, 4 black sources, plus Chromatic Star and Currency Converter and Lotus Petal. Yeah. All right, that should be good for mana. What 3 cards? I could cut Iteration, but I really like Iteration when you've got all these cheap cards. I mean, it might be Nexus. This isn't the best Nexus deck in the world. It might be Cannoneer. I really like Cannoneer, though. Let's say go. Because if I cut Nexus, I can also maybe cut Triplicate Titan. Because I can tinker for Battle Ball Cannoneer. And then it could be Jar. Do I want Karn or Jar? I think I want Karn more. I already have a draw 7. It's Time Twister. Okay. This is tough. I had a lot of cards I could have cut. And let's see how this goes, huh? All right. Time for round 1. And that deck build, I think, is pretty clear evidence that picking up like Moxes, if you can, is so important. Because that way I wouldn't have to reduce my artifact count, but I could cut some lands. I'm going to keep this hand. It's not the best Manifold Key deck, but when you draw it with Mana Vault, it's a Soul Ring. It also is a 1-mana artifact for Academy. I think those two things combined are pretty strong. Here, I'm going to tinker for probably Battle Ball. Though, once you know more about their deck, you could maybe tinker for Kappa Cannoneer in some spots. And do I crack the Bauble? I kind of feel like, I'm going to wait to see what their turn 1 play is. But the advantage of cracking Urza's Bauble is if I draw Mana Vault or Academy. Well, if I draw Academy, I kind of wish I didn't crack the Bauble. And we'll do 6 here. If I draw Mana Vault, I could have like a turn 2 tinker, and that's obviously pretty good. But if I draw Academy, I'd much rather have not cracked it. It could also find me like a 2-mana counterspell, but I already have a 2-mana play, this Talisman, so I think keeping it in... Oh, the other big reason not to crack it is if I Time Twister, I'd much rather have the card in play than in my hand, so let's just not do so. All right, Kappa Cannoneer. Well, if I draw a land, I can just cast Kappa Cannoneer next turn too. That would be kind of sick because then I could tinker for Battle Ball and put 5 counters on the Kappa Cannoneer. So let's see what they've got. Are they vamping? They're land cycling, vamping, or they just are taking their time. Those are all potential options here. The best card I could draw is clearly Academy. If I draw Academy next turn, I'll have 6 mana. I go Tinker and then Time Twister. Ooh, Nurturing Peatland as land number 2 is not a sign of strength. You'd never do that if you had other lands you could play. Unless you really needed like the colors from it. All right, land. Let's just make an easy Kappa Cannoneer. This is just so much less vulnerable to removal. Not that mere Battlesphere is pretty good against removal too, but just playing a Kappa Cannoneer is awesome. And then next turn I can tinker for Battlesphere and attack with the Kappa Cannoneer for 10. Sounds pretty good. Kappa Cannoneer, another reason not to crack Urza's Bauble. Got rewarded there as well. So I think the Time Twister was enough to make me not crack Bauble, but there were quite a few reasons not to do so. Hopefully they don't have Shieldred's Edict. That would be their cleanest answer here. Are they cracking this to draw a card? Dear Lord. So now they must be missing a color or something. Or they're like one card off of like a strong combo, or their hand is incredibly weak because you really wouldn't do that unless they're discarding. They must be discarding something big, right? Or they're just dead. Like they're discarding a Gristlebrand because they have Reanimate. That's certainly a thing. Yeah, there's Archon of Cruelty. I mean, that does appear to be what they're doing. Let's sack the Bauble here. Manifold Key actually looks like it could get the job done here by making Mere Battlesphere unblockable next turn. Or Kappa Cannoneer. Okay. So now, even if they animate Archon, then I feel like I'm going to get to pretty much kill them. I mean, especially if they have one of the animates that requires a life payment. Yeah, all right. So do I want Subtlety? Mental Misstep. Mental Misstep is like generally kind of good against Reanimator decks, but I kind of just want to see a little bit more about what they got before deciding. All right, here. This hand is a little rough. I guess I will keep though. This deck is got a lot of action. If I draw an Iteration or one of my 2-mana counters or a Mystic Confluence, any of those things, this hand goes pretty hard. So they kept a card on top, which is good. If they hit Reanimator, it's so bad. Of course, drew Island, worst possible draw. I mean, I think even Mere Battlesphere would be a better draw because it would leave me a little bit light on Tinker targets, but I think that's okay. Do I want a Thieving Skydiver? We'll see. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, this is not going well. Hopefully the Inquisition be next turn. So if I draw 0 or an Academy, I can play a Kappa Cannoneer. If I draw like a Iteration or a Time Twister, that would be pretty nice, I think. All right, they milled Archon, huh? Not ideal. I take 2 here. Drawing a 2-mana counter this turn would have also been kind of nice. They could discard a land to cast Utopia Sprawl, which is kind of funny. I don't know that I'd board in Thieving Skydiver just because I saw a Mox Emerald, but obviously if I see a second Mox or something, I will board it in. Because it doesn't look like they're the kind of deck that's going to have that many other targets as well. I mean, I did keep a 5-lander. Well, kind of like a 6-lander. Let's see. This is the Utopia Sprawl, yep. Black. No, blue. Wow. Okay. Interesting. And then reanimate. Sure. I mean, I'm pretty dead now. Turn 2, 6, turn 3 Archon is also going to be good against most of my draws, though obviously maybe if I found a counterspell that'd be different, though they're kind of representing a counterspell themselves here. What am I hoping to draw here? There's not much I can draw that really... I'm just not beating a turn 3 Archon very often. Into Outland Liberator. Blow up my Talisman? Yeah, that's a good play. All right. Well... If I drawn that a turn sooner, yeah, I mean, there's invert polarity, I guess. On the play, that could be good. I kind of like all my cheap artifacts. Yeah, I think I'm good here. All right, I would like to go first. All right, I'll keep this hand, and I think I'm going to play the Raucous Theater on turn 1. Looking for a Talisman would be pretty nice. Or... any sort of cheap artifact would be solid, or a 2-mana counter. All of those would be pretty good. I kind of wish, well, we'll see. The Karn was the card I would have taken out for an invert polarity, but it's actually looking like a little better as Karn here if I go like turn 3, turn 4 Planeswalker. But like I said, we'll see what my opponent is up to here. Looks like they're deciding whether to keep or not. All right, any good action here? This deck does have Urza Academy, or so I've heard. Not that the Academy would be the best this instant, but I would still be happy to draw it. Like, if I saw Academy with Raucous Theater, I'd certainly leave it on top. They moved to 6. All right, Raucous Theater. Any talismans? Oh, there's an Urza. I'm going to bin Urza. It's got a risk of getting reanimated, I know that, but... I don't need another 4-mana play. I've got 3 kind of expensive plays in hand. And Urza, like Academy is different. Academy is a little bit more explosive. All right. Yeah, there's the penalty, I suppose. I mean, I do have Dak to steal the construct as well. But, okay. Let's see. The thing, this isn't actually that bad because they're not going to have more artifacts to do all that much with the Urza. I mean, if they cast a 3-mana spell this turn, I guess that's pretty annoying. And Reanimate is really good in their deck. So, like, them not having Reanimate anymore, I think could end up working out just fine. Like, they're going to get a 1/1. Oh, interesting. Do they have a counterspell? Or a 2-mana play. They did name blue last time. At some point it'd be good to draw a spell. All right. Let's see if they mess up. They got to tap it for mana. Okay, they figured it out. Oh, into... Oh, they're going to Bowmasters the construct? Oh, yeah, okay. I mean, they got it. There's no other play. I guess I'm glad they're Bowmastering and not in response to me plussing Dak. So next turn, they're going to kill Dak and hit me. And then I can go Karn, make a 2/2. Yeah, drawing a 0 would be really nice still. Their draw ended up being really good. Reanimate into Bowmasters is pretty strong. Let's see what this is. Outland Liberator. Okay. Another land. Incredible. Yeah, this is really not going to work out great for me. Well, if I'm just going to draw a land every turn of the game, I'm not going to win anyway. Because so far that's what's happened. I could have not milled Urza, it's definitely true. But the way this worked out, now they drew the land, so now they have all spells in hand. Like they can Outland Liberator the construct and kill Karn. Blue. Not great news for me. Are they splashing Ancestral or something? That could definitely explain it. The Saheeli is also especially bad here because I haven't drawn any spells, so that now it's like Saheeli doesn't do anything. But let's see what they do, huh? It's like a Time Twister. Maybe that's another card they could certainly be splashing. Honestly, Time Twister could give me a shot here. Discard a card. Oh, that's easy. All right, well. K command. I'm going to take 2. The Karn's going to take 3. And draw land. All right, I guess I can Saheeli Talisman. I don't really want to sack the Chromatic Star yet because of the Bowmasters. I mean, at this point, even drawing Tinker's not going to do that much. Upheaval would be interesting. I would get back Urza. Like, Upheaval could actually get me somewhere. Okay, so currently they can't kill Saheeli on board. Obviously, they have all spells in hand, so clearly they can have something here. I don't mind them using K command there. That wasn't the scariest turn because I was already going to lose Karn, and discarding Blood Crypt was meaningless. Yeah, so we're hoping to draw Upheaval. If they have Fatal Push or something here, then I lose Saheeli. The Bowmasters, as always, is just the card that really wrecked me here. If they didn't have the Bowmasters, I would have gotten the Construct. They're discarding Gristlebrand to kill Saheeli, sure. Yeah, like I would have gotten Construct and all that. Oh, I mean, they might have been able to reanimate Gristlebrand this game too, depending on how things went. I'm going to block here because I'm probably going to sack Chromatic Star. And I think making their token 1 smaller is good. All right, any upheavals? Upheaval I think could be great. Oh, Retrofitter Foundry. Okay, you know what? I'm going to sack Chromatic Star. It's fine. They can get an orc. Need to draw some action. That's not really what I meant. All right. Retrofitter and go. If I draw my Bowmasters now, I actually am in pretty great shape. If I draw Bowmasters, I go play Bowmasters, kill their Bowmasters, cast Time Twister. It sounds amazing. Okay. So what is this? Make the Orc army into a 4/4? That's pretty reasonable. Oh no? All right. If I could get rid of that Bowmasters, it would be really nice here. I guess I'll just block their Orc army. I think that's reasonable to do. Oh, they're blowing up that now. Well, okay, that wasn't a good play because there's nothing I could do with the Retrofitter anyway. So that's just 2 less damage. All right, you know, if I draw Bowmasters, I think I actually am winning by a lot. Because now they're just making a food. They made a couple plays this turn, which I think were pretty bad. So that opens the window. Bowmasters. The problem is if I cast Time Twister, how could I possibly win? I just don't think I can. I'm just going to play a land and pass. I'm going to probably take 5 damage this turn, go to 5 here, and then just hope to draw Bowmasters. The thing is, if I Time Twistered, I'd go to 3 off the Bowmasters, and they'd have a full hand, 7 cards, all that. But that just, doesn't work. Are they spinning Urza here? They hit World Spineworm. Sure. Now if I draw Bowmasters, I don't know that I just win. Upheaval still actually works out pretty nicely. I mean, I actually think Upheaval all right, Bowmasters is probably not good enough anymore. Upheaval, I think, would be. Or at least give me a chance. All right, well. Lotus Petal. Time Twister. All right. Unfortunate match. Let's keep going, huh? All right, time for round 2. Yeah, I would say between games 2 and 3, I did not draw a lot of spells. And in game 2, at least, I kept a land heavy hand. Definitely, that's totally on me. Game 3, I kept like a totally normal hand, and just we did not get there. All right, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep this hand. Mana Vault would be obviously a nice draw, or Academy, but even without turn 1 Converter, turn 2 Talisman Skull Clamp, turn 3 Saheeli, or if I draw a land, turn 3 Urza. Like this hand is very explosive. This is the kind of hand where Mana Vault or Academy is going to make this hand incredibly busted. And even if I don't draw either of those, well, they mold to 5, so that's part of it. I think there's just a lot this hand can do. I could also consider using Currency Converter on turn 2. So the reason to do that is it draws me to another land, or hopefully Academy or Mana Vault, and not playing Skull Clamp to play after I play Saheeli could be kind of nice. All right, interesting. Yeah, I kind of think I just do that, because this also... I could play Talisman Clamp, then I play Saheeli nothing. No, yeah, this looks good. The other thing that this does that's nice is if I draw any land, it lets me Urza. Right? As is, if I play Talisman of Indulgence, I don't have double blue for Urza. Also, Bristly Bill is just not that frightening here. I'll allow Billiam to hit me for 3. I have 3 cards in hand. I mean, if they kill the Currency Converter here, it is kind of annoying. I could also, even if I miss on lands, interesting, discard the Mountain in order to make a treasure. Let's see what the Converter hits, huh? Expressive Iteration. I'm just going to put Mountain under here. Here's why. If I draw a land, I can just play Urza if I want. If I don't draw a land, I can still just cast Iteration, and then getting a treasure off of that is very similar to getting a land. All right, Iteration. If I miss on lands here. Okay. Let's actually put Cannoneer in hand. Raucous Theater on the bottom. Play Raucous, or Manifold Key on the bottom. Raucous Theater. Dig for that Academy. Still looking hard for that. Though I would probably keep a land here. Yeah, I think Island on top is still fine. Pass the turn. And I've got a lot of action here. Let's see what we do. I mean, it'll kind of depend what they play. Honestly, I could still slow play here. And depending on what they do, I could make a treasure, play my island, say go, and then just use Mystic Confluence. And that might be good. Like if they play, like let's say they play like a Questing Beast or something, I'll probably just go land go. And then next turn I can go like bounce, bounce. Or if they play something pre-combat, counter bounce. Sika's Chariot. Yeah, that's interesting. And do they have... Oh, wait. Hold on, I can't auto-yield. I need to make a treasure. It's not good. It wouldn't have been that big of a deal because I'm probably not tapping Converter next turn either, but... Oh, Haywire Might as well. Interesting. All right. Let's make a treasure. Let's draw an island. I could just go bounce the 2 cats, draw a card, or bounce the 2 cats, bounce Bristly Bill, but bouncing Bristly Bill doesn't do that much. I kind of just want to bounce the 2 cats, draw a card. That way, they're Sika's Chariot doesn't do as much. I take a lot less damage this turn. Pass. They've got a Haywire Might, which they can kill my Currency Converter, but I'm not too worried about that. I guess if they go land, put a counter on Bill. Well, what they could do is they can go Crew Chariot, land, put a counter on Chariot, and then use Bristly Bill to double the counters or something. But that still only hits me for 5. I take so much less damage this way, and I'm really looking to like draw like a 0-mana artifact or something. What is this? There's the Questing Beast that I talked about. All right. They play the Beseiju, sure, to put a counter on the Questing Beast. Well, things are like looking kind of bad now. Yeah, I think I just ended up being a little too slow here. I have no cards in hand. islands. So if I play Cannoneer, I die. Urza, I die. Time Twister's almost assuredly not going to do it. Wow, this ended up being kind of brutal, huh? If I'd waited on Confluence, it would have worked out better, but I wanted to take a lot less damage. If I play Urza, I can play Urza and then what? I can't really play anything else. Then I would just die because they would haywire. No, they can't haywire might the token at least. 3/3 token. All right, I guess what I do then is I go Talisman, Urza, and then make a skull clamp off the currency converter here. And then I'm going to skull clamp and equip the construct. And they can haywire might the skull clamp, but then the construct can block Questing Beast. Urza can block Bristly Bill. They also, Bristly Bill's lethal, but the Questing Beast actually isn't lethal unless they draw a land. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I don't love it. Yes, they're killing the skull clamp, it looks like. I assume that's what they're killing, yeah. So now I'm like hoping they draw not a land, not a spell. As things currently stand, I'm blocking if they just attack right now without doing anything else. Oh, what did they draw? Oh, Pest Infestation. Yeah, all right. Don't really want Mental Misstep, Hard Evidence, Thieving Skydiver now. Pest Infestation is going to be tough. Wow, that came on the play. Maybe I want Invert Polarity, actually. I guess the turn where I cast Expressive Iteration was like the turn that things worked out kind of poorly for me, but I couldn't have cast Urza that turn because if I didn't discard the mountain, then I would have been able to cast. Yeah, I don't know. I'll take out Karn or maybe I'll take out Dak. Planeswalkers are just kind of bad against Questing Beast, and maybe I just put in Subtlety. This looks like a pretty decent Subtlety matchup. All right, let's try this. All right, I would like to play first. Okay, this is a good hand. I'm going to have to play Raucous Theater on one, I think. Because if I go Island Converter and then I don't draw a land, I can't even use it on turn 2, and this lets me keep up counters on turn 2. This deck's not an O2 out deck. We'll get this one. I feel like last game I definitely could have done things differently, but their curve ended up being pretty good. The fact that they were drawing Pest Infestation on that last turn means I probably would have lost anyway, but still, that was tough. All right, let's go Raucous Theater. Probably just keep a regular land on top. This hand looks like it uses lands pretty well. And then Swamp. They have a discard spell. Well, it would have been nice to play Converter on turn 1, huh? Well, here's the thing. I've got 2 counters, 2 card draw spells, and an expensive card. They can take whatever they want. I'm not that concerned. What do I least want them to take? Honestly, it's probably Iteration. Iteration is like my ticket to extra cards here. They might just take one of the counters if, they've got a good curve and they don't want me countering multiple spells on the curve. They could take Currency Converter, but wow, Raucous Theater was so much worse than a normal land. If I just had turn 1 Converter, yeah, they took the miscalc, that's fine. If I just had turn 1 Converter, their duress was like almost blanked. It's just so bad to duress against someone with a Converter. And I didn't even surveil into the graveyard anyway. So if they play like Bristly Bill or something, I guess I memory lapsed. If they play a Mana Dork, yeah, I'm definitely memory lapsing a Mana Dork. I'm going to play Hex Drinker. Yeah, sure. It just lets me use my mana. I've got a lot of stuff to spend mana on these next couple turns. Let's go Iteration to fire things off. Oh, that's interesting too. So I could go Talisman, Iteration, hope to hit a 0. I could go Talisman, Converter. I think I'll just go Iteration because I don't really... it would have hit a 0. What a shame. Star, Land, Bauble. I mean, this is still pretty good. And... past the turn, I will bauble them end of turn here because I've got a lot of artifacts in play already. I don't really need to worry about it. Mox Pearl, okay. Mox Drinker, sure. Level up Hex Drinker. Well, if they don't have another discard spell, this Upheaval is going to be good at some point here. All right, Bobble you. See, Eternal Witness. Oh, they do have another discard spell. All right. Let's hope we draw some action, huh? Yeah, I don't think it's gonna... Man, this is... All right, well, let's play the Talisman. Land. Play Mana Vault. And then they're gonna duress me. Duress my Upheaval this turn, and I cannot stop them. I guess I technically could, like, try to tap Mana Vault and use Converter to look for... Oh, I don't even have another counterspell to find. Could have played Star instead. I could have played them all to try to not get duressed, like discarding to Converter, but that doesn't seem like it does that much either. Yeah. So I don't really think I have a good outs to this Hex Drinker. I mean, a Time Twister still could be really good here. I have a ton of mana. I'll let them duress my Upheaval here. Obviously, the Upheaval would have been the nuts in a turn with that Mana Vault, but you know. Battle Ball, okay. Let's draw. I mean, Battle Ball can't really outrace here. Oh, Bowmasters as well. I guess I'm one short. If I, yeah. All right. It's a shame. It would be nice to be able to kill the Witness because it would make their Cradle only tap for 1. But, well, they can... I mean, the way things stand, they hit me for 6. If they level up Hex Drinker, it taps them out. They hit me for 6 down to 10. I make a 2/2 end of turn. And then Bowmasters, their Witness, hit them for 14. Okay. I mean, drawing Battlesphere was actually really good. Drawing another expensive card is what I was looking for. If they have Pest Infestation, then, cool. They got to go duress Pest Infestation against the Academy deck. That is neat. All right. Underbound Adventure. Okay. Yeah, that's not necessarily so bad. We'll see. Hopefully the rest of their turn is... just level up Hex Drinker twice here. Hit Swamp. I mean, I really would like them to not play another card. And then I make a 2/2 end of turn. Oh no, they are playing another card. They have Terra Sunder? Okay. Oh man. This is... Yeah. I guess draw perfect... Golgari is going to get me, huh? I mean, they're attacking with the Witness. That's really weird. I'm going to take it, I think. Why did they attack there? That attack really doesn't make any sense. All right. Can I get a Time Twister? Oh, that would be nice. Oh, Skull Clamp is also pretty nice. Okay. I throw away 2 things to take the initiative. Is that good? Let's go Bowmasters. I'm going to want to do this anyway. Kill the Witness. Skull Clamp the Orc Army. Academy would be really nice. Let's now... No reason to attack with the Rogue or Amir. I'll just attack with these. Take the initiative. I'll throw away 2 tokens. Okay. Okay, Skull Clamp was a good draw. Oh, they just blocked 1. Okay, sure. We take those, I guess. Get an island. I haven't played a land yet, so I think I'm still going to Skull Clamp here. I'm giving up playing Talisman, but if I draw Academy, this is like insane. Yeah, I guess I'll clamp again. And pass the turn. Now they do get to level up their Hex Drinker, hit me for 6 down to 7. And then they can forge onto the Undermountain Adventure. They can't actually forge onto the Hex Drinker, which is funny because it'll have protection from everything. And I get to put a creature into play. They have more plays. Okay. What is this? 8 mana? What is going on here? That's a lot of mana. It's like a Walking Ballista or something, or Green Sun Zenith. Mindstone, okay. Intellect Pest Infestation. Oh, I'm keeping the initiative now. Assuming they're not pumping Hex Drinker here. It is a really weird way to tap if that's what your plan was. This looks like a Pest Infestation. Sheesh. Because this gets them to exactly 7. So they're going to kill Skull Clamp, Currency Converter, and Talisman or Mirror. Well, I'm glad I clamped a bunch to get through all these lands. Yeah, it's a Pest Infestation. All right. The problem with green-black decks is you don't usually draw exactly this well, but, you know, when you do, it's good. All right, let's go to the Forge. No, let's go to the Lost Well. I want to scry into Time Twister. 2 more lands. Incredible. All right. I'm not untapping Mana Vault. It's fine. And to another land. So I've drawn 6 lands and a Saheeli in my top 7 cards. Huh, that's cool, I guess. Yeah, I mean, let's play Saheeli, play Talisman, Island, Manifold Key. Pass the turn. I'm at 12. Next turn, they're gonna be able to level up Hex Drinker and hit me with that, and I'm dead in 2 turns. Well, I would have been dead in 2 hits anyway, because if they hit me twice, they can get to go to trap. Now if I draw Time Twister, I mean, maybe it could do something, but the Hex Drinker is still lethal, so I would need to Time Twister into Upheaval. If I drew it last turn, obviously I would have just won. I mean, not just won in the sense that they get to noose a hand of 7 cards. I'm not saying that it would just be game over, but I would have killed Hex Drinker and killed 3 pests, and that would have been pretty strong. Hopefully I crack the Mind Stone here. Get my Bowmasters a little juice. They don't have attacks with much else, I don't think. What did they draw? They drew another really expensive card? What in the world? You're kidding, right? What is going on here? I feel like I'm being pranked. Okay. They drew a Ballista for 5? Now I'm just dead. They hit me with the thing down to 6, put 2 counters on the Ballista. They had no cards in hand, and they just rattled Pest Infestation into Ballista. Oh, they're just doing that? Well, they could have just killed me, but, you know, I guess they could do that instead. I mean, this actually still just kills me here. Assuming they figure it out, which I haven't really demonstrated that's too likely, but we'll see. I mean, I'll make some blocks. All right, well, I'm at 5. Ballista's a 4/4. They scried 2. So if I draw Time Twister into... I have to untap the Mana Vault, first of all. Oh, no, I have Manifold Key. So I get to do that. Oh, I guess I could have untapped... No, there's no... I couldn't have... The Currency Converter's been gone. All right. Untap Mana Vault. If I draw Time Twister into Upheaval, then I actually have a pretty decent chance. It requires me drawing Time Twister, but I can like turn Saheeli... I can Saheeli Mana Vault as well. All right, if Time Twister's my top card, we got a shot here. Let's go. I get to... I could attack with the rogues to get the initiative back, but I guess they're going to do that. Nice plays, nice plays. All right, can I just get a little bit of action here? Nope, no I cannot. All right, well, that'll do it for today. I feel like my win rate with Tolarian Academy in my deck has been like 20% over like the last 6 months. Like I feel like this card has just been horrible for me. So maybe it just sucks now. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but this looked pretty solid to me. It wasn't amazing, but it was decent for having no power in a power cube. Sure, obviously that's not ideal, but I played against green-black fair where my opponent just kind of took the worst line every turn, and I still just got smashed. So it doesn't really bode well for, it doesn't speak well of the the strength of the deck. In any case, that'll do it for today. I appreciate you hanging out, and I'm getting back on track with these, so maybe I'll see you tomorrow with some luck. Thanks for watching. I'll be back next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel, and you won't miss a single draft.